Well, welcome to the Complete Nonsense Podcast. I want to pre-apologize for anything that we may say that may piss you off or offend you. If it does, please call in and let's talk about it. We want to hear your opinion. Our disclaimer is very simple. If you are super serious or looking for something educational, forget about it. Because it won't happen here, let's begin. Everything we do, we talk about on mic. Welcome back to episode, are we 13 right now?
Episode
13,
12.
right? 12?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I always fuck that up. So why discuss that off the air? You see this person, Sherpa. Let's call him Sherpa. You see him a lot. And there's a
I ran
little
into him
bit...
today for the first time since I saw my Brooklyn's birthday party. Oh.
little bit of a crush.
Yeah, 100%.
A little bit.
100%.
Absolutely no crush.
I don't believe
When
that
he
at all.
sees you, he's like, "Hey, you."
I don't know.
Yeah, he does. 100%. Oh, I missed you at the thing.
No, I don't.
Yes,
oh,
he
you think he has
100%
a?
does.
You think he has the crush on her?
Oh, yeah.
No, I think she has the crush
She
on
slobbers
him.
on that
Not in a bad.
mouth.
This is
Not
all
in,
being
not in a bad way.
taken out.
Why is it taken? It's not being taken.
It's so
this is a
stupid.
beauty. Producer,
Slobber.
how are you? Welcome back. It's nice to see you as always. That's
Likewise.
how are you doing this week?
All is well.
Good. And Staxx, none of it. You know the beauty of this being my show, that I do the edits with the producer, so you'll never know until you hear it live. How are you today?
I'll know.
I'll be pissed.
Why would you be pissed? It's
Because
Sherpa.
it's stupid.
Nobody even talking about what everybody.
so
there are people out
stupid.
there that have
You
cute
are
little.
so stupid
There
right
are,
now.
Can I be pissed?
there are everybody that have cute little crushes on people out there.
I have no crush
Nobody's gonna.
on anybody.
Nobody's gonna.
Stalker-wise, you have a crush.
She saw him 7 times in
Today.
60 places. I do want to bring one thing up.
Today.
8 times.
I want to bring one.
Taxes out.
I want to bring one thing up that worked very well last week, and I think we'll elaborate on. Oh, you're right. You don't have a crush. The
This
fact that
dynamic is not going to work.
we'll be fine.
No,
So
not working for me.
oh no.
It's not.
What do you mean? It's Dave. It's show 1 for God's
I was
sake.
just commenting on the topic. That's
Yeah.
what I was doing.
So we fight.
There's more to that, but go
We
ahead.
fight
Can
about.
you pay a
There's
couple
more to what?
bills? Just get a couple bills from him. I mean,
Yeah.
help us out.
All right,
now we're paying for a show, so can we get a little help here?
Oh, wow.
Producer, I
I
need the call.
cannot believe this. No person was harmed in the making of
Oh,
this
someone will be
podcast.
harmed.
Stack definitely wants to
We
keep the
will be
editor
sure
now.
to hold back Staxx as long as possible.
So I want to say that one thing worked. There's no crush. I want to say that something worked out really well last week, and it's going to continue this week as we're learning it. Why don't you just daydream? When we do now, I know the song we're doing for the. Does anybody listen to the show?
Oh, I do.
When it's done, do you all?
I do.
Do
yeah.
you really?
I do.
Because I'm
Does-
pretty sure I've asked you and you haven't.
I've listened to it all the time.
Does the
I
producer
listen to it all
actually
the time.
put the music that I ask?
I think
She
he's-
does.
Nice, very nice.
I think he's listened to it
Wow.
all the time
And she
since
puts it
he's
in the
been on
intro.
it.
That's
in the
that's where
intro,
it's supposed to be, the intro.
The fact that he asked this.
I never listened to it. That is the confidence that I have in you. I have never listened to a completed show edited, and that is the God's honest truth. And I'm glad that
It
they
is
do.
true.
I'm
He
glad
does
that
the
they
edit
do.
Part, and then he asks, but again, yeah, it comes out great.
How
Comes
did-
out outstanding?
So how did the Chariots of Fire sound?
Oh, it's perfect.
Did you know the Chariots of Fire? Did you know that music?
I didn't know the name of it until I actually played it, and all I heard was dun 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 dun.
And you
I was
heard it,
like-
right? You
I
knew
was
what it
like,
was.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of things we're going to do this week, you and I. I'm going to need your help, okay? I know, yeah. What do you mean? No, what are you laughing at? We don't have. There's no tension with you. There's
have any tension.
Sherpa and you have some tension. I want to. We're going to have to do another live read. Just to the ending will stay the same for now, right? As we should. But I'm talking about in the beginning. I think we need to do another one because you and I had discussed the intro where we're gonna have to do another.
I like it.
Well,
sounds
the
good.
producer had said last week that we should do another one or change it or change the live read somewhere within the middle of it, right? Like we either break it up. Like I do a commercial right now. Hey, welcome to Complete Nonsense sponsors Sherpa and
Since
the
you've not
Affairs.
listened to the show. I
You
would
should
tell
check out
it flows very good.
Billy Madison, the website that allows parents to cheat.
Wow.
Staxx coming.
Please like, subscribe, and download the app.
It's looking pretty dim in here. I don't know if I can hold Staxx back.
Stalkers.com.
No, it's all in good fun. So there was a couple things that I missed that I wanted to everybody knows that there are times I will literally shove my foot really deep into my mouth, right? No. So I was at the party, okay, and one of the after parties for the wedding, because the wedding episode turned out very well. Everybody loved it. It was just very funny. The Beer Olympics. I heard this morning about one of our faithful listeners. We'll call her JP. Listens every Thursday, and she always has a fun word to say about it. She Facebook's messaged me and says, "Oh, you guys were great. Now I'm getting to learn your personalities. I don't drink, so there was somebody talking about drinking, and she's like, I would want to play, but apparently the guy wouldn't let me play. Right?
That's right.
So she
correct.
She finds that very funny. So it's reaching the audience, and it resonates with them now. And I also heard another comment that they're getting used to our personalities and who we are. So now they start to feel more comfortable understanding what we're talking about and, what we're all about as people. Because, again, nobody's seen us yet, but it's coming. It's coming. What's that? Staxx, you can't sit there and back up off the mic, and if we can't all be we can't.
I'm waiting to be pointed to.
Oh. All right, it's your take. What do you have to say? Nothing. All right, that's a third. That's about a. Look at the monitor. There's 15 seconds of just dead. You see it? You can't see that far. It's 15 seconds of dead. Now you just made me have to do another item. So I said to I was talking to CC and was hanging all over this girl. Right, hanging all just all over, and she was being great with her, right, absolutely great with her. And so I walk up to this child at the end of this. This kid's probably 16, 17, and I said to her, anytime you want to come to Florida, you can come out. We love young girls coming over. And CC is like, "What the fuck did you just say?" I'm like, "Oh,
stop it now."
All right. It was kind of like the day we were talking about Bo, where all of a sudden you thought there was gonna be some confession. Yeah. But it was funny because it happened like in front of like 5 people, and you knew where I was coming from. Everybody knew what I meant to say, right. But it just came out like, "Hey, why don't you come over and we'll entertain you, young girl?" And they're just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Put a blindfold over your head.
Oh yeah. I've been watching the Darkside of comedy. Anybody, you guys been watching that?
I think I've seen that, but it's been a long time.
God, you gotta watch them on Vice. You have to. I'm telling you, you have to watch them.
What's Vice?
It's just a channel.
A channel.
Yeah, it's and do them all. Do them all. Ellen DeGeneres fans here, right? Did you guys see?
I've heard stories.
Not really, but I've heard some things. But please,
okay.
Let us know.
Edit that out. Cece wanted to go to caca. Yeah, But you see, you can't do that now because when I edit out that old thing, nobody's gonna know what. I'm gonna leave the caca in.
That's fine.
Cece and her sister couldn't wait to get to Ellen. That was their whole dream to get to Ellen, and they got there. So they were in the studio audience for Ellen. Okay, and it was the greatest thing. Oh yeah.
That was on the trip.
I would love that.
Yeah, that was it was just a trip they went on themselves.
Oh, okay.
They did a girls' trip.
Ellen's done.
Yeah, she's done.
Oh, I know. But this is something I never.
Yeah. So this was a couple of years ago, right? This is when we were still up north. Okay. So you couldn't wait. Got the tickets. They were getting shirts, the whole 9 yards. And if you know my sister-in-law, she'll cry everywhere. She cries at everything. We went to see Gaga, and I turn over, and there's this band called Scissor Sisters. First of all, change the name. Scissor Sisters, you got to change the name, right?
That's
because
an
all
awesome
of a sudden,
name.
Crazy. The lights went down, and it was.
I like it.
It was Pride Day. It was Pride Day. I mean, I was the only straight guy in the audience, which I don't have a problem with because everybody knows I have a gay child. But at the end of the day, it was Pride Day, right? And there's my sister-in-law blubbering. I'm like, what are you crying about? I love fucking Gaga. Oh my God, Gaga's here.
Staxx has that problem too. She cries on everything. And it's
shows?
an ugly cry. Ugly cry.
We didn't. We know the ugly
it's
cry.
Ugly cry.
Yeah. You've never seen.
She'll watch a commercial about McDonald's or something. Start crying. It's
Not
crazy.
McDonald's, but Publix will get me every time.
The little kid got the burger.
That's what that's what we'll miss if your contract negotiations ever end, where you throw in those 2 cents every once in a while. You ain't going anywhere. So I watched the Darkside of comedy, right? And that woman, she got fucked. She got fucked the first time she came out in her show, and that's what we all realize this country does to you. It builds everybody up as best it can. You remember when she had the television show?
Yeah, the sitcom.
Yeah, and everybody was I was a drug actor in those days, so I didn't really watch a whole lot of TV. I never saw Friends. I never saw. We won't even get into it. But anyway, so that show, everybody was happy that she came out, and 2 months later they were on hiatus, and they shredded her about it. And they made her show started to become the pariah of it. And another 6 months later, it was off the air. It was off the air because I'm sure it became unfunny, right? I mean, that's how these shows work. But for them to shred her at that moment, now she has a comeback and she's at this show. 3 executives were fired from her show, according to this show, right? Darkside of Comedy. 3 of her executives were fired from the show, but they never told us why. And then all of a sudden, one kid came out and said he was some young guy and he was a piano player or a musician, and she said, "I'm going to take you all the way." And then according to him, she was mad at him because she got her hands on the Justin Bieber documentary, and he didn't watch it when she wanted him to watch it.
That does not even remotely sound accurate.
Right? Does that not sound ridiculous? And that's what made her mean. That was like one of the first people that came out and saying she was mean. And then he said, well, she was outside talking to my mother, and I could see my mother was pacing and sad and nervous and all that. And then he's like, well, I said, Mama, what's wrong, Mama? And she's like, I don't know. And she says Ellen wants to talk to you. And then Ellen's talking to me, and she's like, how did you not watch it, you ungrateful bastard? Wait a second, hold on, guy. Hold on.
Forced to watch Bieber?
Just to watch.
Jump off a ledge of a building. Like,
right,
what are we
for that.
talking
Who's
about?
watching that shit? So the 3 executives did wrong by her, or did wrong in general, and then she got screwed because all of a sudden everybody was starting to say she's not nice.
But she didn't really get screwed. Her show was a very successful show for years. For years. And that all
gave away a lot of money.
It always comes out there was, something may have happened.
Of course.
But she was very successful.
19 years you're going to do a show, okay, and give away hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, she was always giving money away. Yeah. Big checks, this, that, 25,000, 30,000. You need a breast implant. You need your third arm cut off. You need a trip to Mount Everest with your Sherpa friends. You can get that. No?
That's comedy, right? Comedy is content
Correct.
that some people might not understand.
Right.
And that's what she's doing. She's creating, just like TikTok. TikTok's the same thing. People take what they're doing on TikTok and go, oh, you're picking on this person because they're doing this. Well, they put it on there.
Yeah.
They put it on there.
Yeah.
Whoever's watching is going to get their own interpretation of what they're watching.
Right.
But I don't feel bad for the person who put it on there because they put it on there.
They want to be
Right.
seen. So if they
Right.
want to be seen, that's just the way it works.
That's just the way it works.
It was like, did anybody see the girl who has Tourette's, Braden, who's very
Yes.
good at it? She had her face in Chipotle today. What
saw
part
that.
of Tourette's makes you bury your face in a bowl of Chipotle?
And the funny part, now that you brought that up, the funniest part about that, right, is that people watch it and then they're fighting. Oh, she's trying to promote, and I get it. She may be trying to, promote that this is an issue that I deal with daily. This is an issue that I have to, make awareness of. But then there'll be other people that go, oh, she's doing it for clout. She's doing it for just, to get famous.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
I mean, you can't post that kind of stuff and then us not laugh at it because it's a funny moment, but it's interpretation of what you think.
Correct. If she's trying to make awareness
Right.
of it, she should be on the Tourette's syndrome website. She's on TikTok and she's smashing eggs against her head
that's
because that's
funny
Tourette's.
shit.
That's funny shit.
That's funny
It
shit.
makes you feel bad to laugh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Huh?
We're losing. We had a little fun with Staxx in the beginning of the show, and we're losing. What's the matter? Come on, this is your time to air it. What's the matter? What are you upset with us about?
I'm not upset at
You're
all.
you look.
I missed something between Chipotle and eggs. I was reading something.
No. Well, we
I
can't
was
go back.
preoccupied. Sorry.
It was a post of her having a moment of what she deals with every day.
Yeah, that's a
and
moment.
she's smacking her head on
with-
Chipotle
with everything she's
And again, yeah, I mean, again, I'm looking at it, and if you didn't know that she's that person, you would just be like, "Oh, that's funny shit."
Would you
That's
put
some
it?
funny
Would you?
shit.
Would you put it out there like
No,
that?
yeah, but why? That's the thing. You took a clip of a moment that you're maybe dealing with
Tourette's.
a problem.
You're dealing with Tourette's.
But that moment is kind of funny the way you put it out there.
But she also makes a shit ton of money.
I'm sure
Does
she
she?
does.
She does.
I don't.
Oh
believe
yeah,
that.
they make money.
Oh,
don't know that.
absolutely, she makes money.
But it's again, people. I'm
think
starting
they
to
all
read
act-
comments of it, and people are
think
just
she's been
fighting.
on Ellen.
They're fighting it. Oh, you don't understand what she's dealing with. You don't understand what he. And I'm like, dude, are you really gonna fight each other over content of what she put out there? Just enjoy the content and move on.
Yeah.
Swipe up.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a bit of a difference to most
Right.
people.
And look, I think that a lot of them act like they make more money than they do. But we're going to see in that realm
money.
one day. I mean, some of them must. I'm sure they do. I'm sure the top echelons do. But there's a lot of people out there. So in terms of the TikTok world, they all can't be. Again, you guys have 10,000 followers. Are you making money? Honestly, are you making
That
money?
would be a no.
Right. So that goes to show you the time that you've spent and the energy that you spent on that, the waxing kits and the glasses and all the stuff that happened. They're trying to have you make money, but again, at the end of the day, there's a million of you versus the one that is actually making money. Where do I believe the food dudes are making money? I don't think the food dudes are making that much money.
She was not on Ellen. She was on Dr. Phil.
Yeah, well, okay, there you go. But Dr. Phil doesn't. I mean, I think he pays you to be on, so it's not like she's a celebrity going on. What speaking of that, what the fuck is going on with the chick that talked about spitting on cock? Why is she?
She's worth $5 million, by the way.
Again, it's people are saying
That's
now
insane.
you brought her up. People,
Like what?
She's
What?
great.
She's not
I
great.
Think, I think she's living in the moment of her 15 minutes of fame, whatever it may be.
For what though?
Kudos to you. People like it, but then people are picking it apart. But it's funny content that she put up that everybody's engulfing. They're all embracing it. Do you fault her?
She
I think
didn't
it's
put
great.
it up.
I don't.
I don't.
She said it, but she didn't. She wasn't the one that posted it. People actually went and looked for her after that.
Well, yeah, but what I don't understand is like she was somebody was interviewing her on the street like that guy does. So she was doing a street interview. She made a comment, and all of a sudden the comment went viral. But now she's everywhere because she's commented about spitting on a cock. I'm baffled by it.
I think it was just because it was like so natural, like the way she said it. It wasn't planned. It was.
I mean, she's everywhere.
She's
out everywhere.
But she's also funny. Like
She's not funny.
She is funny. There's other
What is she
content
funny
other
about?
than that. What she said.
Like, that
She's-
wasn't funny,
she's
though.
She's been on talk shows.
I've seen her everywhere.
she's
She's
been-
everywhere.
I mean, again, she's some people's cup of tea. They go, okay.
You don't like her. Me either.
She's not funny to
I don't
me.
think she's funny at all.
I
No.
mean, some people.
I've never even seen her say anything
Yeah.
except
I'm not defending
everybody
her
she's
by any
in.
means. I'm just saying the content that she's putting out. Some people take that and go, "Oh, I like that." And some people are like, "Oh, she's annoying." Oh, you're just Again, it's your take on the situation.
And where are you on that, Dees?
I like to have.
Yeah, oh, see now, your Sherpa goes away. We'll discuss his little crush on Hawk Tua.
Yeah,
Hawk Tua. What? She
I
got
don't
she got to be
crush
like 20. She's not even cute. I mean, the sad part in my world, she's not even that cute.
I mean, but I'm just saying
that.
that's the TikTok world.
But I don't like. I'm with you. I see her, and I've seen her all over at this point, like wrestling shows and talk shows and Joe Rogan, and she's not even fucking talking about anything of any substance. There's nothing for her to talk about. She's on like Whitney Cummings' podcast,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
they're talking about nothing. Like
Right.
there's nothing to talk. Okay, you're a girl who made a funny comment. Got it. But now, what do you have that's gonna any substance beyond that?
It's the catchphrase.
It's
the,
weird.
Like,
Just
like
weird.
Sketch. You guys know Sketch. He's the guy who says, "Hey, brother," that guy.
No.
It's a cat. Well, he's
Who is he?
he's a guy on TikTok, a lot of platforms actually, that say, hey brother, and he plays Madden, he plays video games, and the football world, they all love it. I mean, they're doing like, hey brother, on those type of games and so on and so forth. So again, it's that catchphrase that everybody's, oh, this guy's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Hey,
and the moment something happens, like maybe in his world, something crazy happens, everybody's like, oh, this guy's doing this.
Yeah.
And then they're just destroying him. Then they pick him back up. I mean, that's just the TikTok world.
It's an unbelievable world that we live in, that you can say hawk to and have Tourette's and bang your head against a wall and make $5 million a year.
I'm sorry, that's just funny content.
You ever see that girl, the Tourette's?
I did.
Girl? Yeah.
I did.
$5 million. Staxx just pulled up. Well, I should look at the name because you're not very good with pulling up names. We've established that. The Biggie. Does anybody forget the Biggie? The Biggie. that episode is just climbing the ranks. People still love the Biggie. Yeah, is that how you spell her name?
Because that's a topic of what you guys said that people can relate to.
Oh, ridiculous. Yeah.
And they're still trying to figure out who is Biggie.
Now, if you say Biggie, then they're all going to be like, "Oh, that's the guy."
Yeah. That was another one. This Vice has got me. This Vice channel has like literally got me. It has the Dark Vice. I don't know. It's like 271 on Dark TV. Something like that. 275. No, it's. I don't know. I'll find it for you. Anyway, they have one called the Darkside of the 90s. The Dark Side of 2000s. Everything's dark. We all know I like dark shit.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I like death and murder and shit, like, upside down, because I just love dark shit. And the whole 90s thing about that talked about Biggie, the Tupac things, the infomercials, the Kevin Trudeau's of the world. It's just it really amazes me the shit that people can get away with, and we just don't have our shit right. Like we should be honestly worrying about the dark shit that happens to kids and women and things like that, versus building these fucking idiots up who have nothing of substance. It's amazing.
That's the way the world's built these days. I mean,
we're gonna change the world, Staxx.
People are built off stupidity,
aren't they?
Yes,
listen to the shit that we say on this show. I mean,
I know, but again, we kind of live this shit.
Yeah, we live it.
I mean, we live this shit. I have a. I'm gonna change some names, but I have a pretty. I guess it's a funny dark story, but it's kind of funny in my world, right? So I have I was remembering as I go through my show notes, what are we going to talk about this week? I was remembering, I was telling you guys that I had worked back in the day at a home for autistic adults, right? Did I mention that ever? Right? Yeah.
We're learning today.
Yes, autistic adults, right? So there was one guy that was like wrapped around a chair, and there'd be butter over there, and you take the butter, eat the whole thing of butter. So we had to make sure butter wasn't around, right? There was another guy that he would. Now I'm not making fun of this stuff. This is reality.
You can't look at me when you say these. Just don't.
So we learned from a friend of ours who had come from, he came from the nursing home industry, right? He went from nursing home because he got kicked out of nursing homes. Like, these guys get changed around, right? His brother, they were like dementia patients, right? It was like husband and wives, dementia patients, right? And all of a sudden he's changing the woman, if you will, and she claims that he swiped her breast, right?
Oh dear God.
Right. So she claims this, right? And again, it's not a claim. It's not a claim. It could be very true, right? She fucking whacks him. She punches him in the mouth. So he goes, "What in the fuck?" So he hits her back.
Oh no! You need new friends. You need new friends.
Hold on.
Who would do that?
So wait, the guy who got hit. Right? So now he kind of climbs on top of her, and she's kicking the fuck out of this guy with her feet until he's on the floor. Now, the other person in the room, which was at the time, I'm assuming the husband, he was completely out of it. So he had no idea that there was WWE going on in this fucking nursing home room. Right? Now, the craziest part of that story is this: whether
whatever, if he did try to or accidentally, right, swipe her breast, is nobody's gonna know the truth of that. She doesn't know the truth, and how does he know the truth, right? I mean, he's gonna know the truth if he did it, right? But he's not gonna admit to it, and he's like, whoa, I just got socked by it was an accident trying to roll her over. So this dude, it goes to the insanity of how the world works, because now this guy could have done it on purpose, right? But he's claiming I was just trying to change the woman and help the woman, and I got my ass kicked by her, and now I lost my job. I'm getting fired and doing all that stuff, right? So as I was thinking of it, I was like trying to figure out my show notes. So we're in this home for autistic adults, and this guy's telling us about his brother who did all this shit, right? And I'm remembering back to there was the most violent guy, and his name was Al. And he was the most violent. Like, he had this big old round thing on his head because everywhere he went, he banged his head. He was verbal and stuff. And they would always be like, oh, try and interact with him and, speak positive and be nice and do all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, hey, Al, all that. And there was like the little kittens outside, And I'll never forget, I'm like, Al. And I'm like, oh, look at these little kittens. He goes, fuck the cat. He's like, let me out there. I'll stomp the fucking cats. I said, no, Al, we can't stomp the cats. And then I had to lock the door. He's banging on the door. I'm like, well, this fucking backfired. This guy's trying to get outside to mush fucking cats, right?
That's horrible.
Guess who they have sitting behind the driver in the van every time we went to the
Lenny
mall?
from Mice and Men? Who?
Al. Al, the most violent guy in the house, was behind the driver. So as you're driving, and of course, I got to be in control, so I drive, right? And all I'm thinking is, oof, I'm hearing the oof of his kick in the back of my seat, just thinking how we'd love to fucking tear my head off. It's the illogic of what the fuck goes on. Right. How do you have those, like, there's a guy, and his name, we're going to call him Jimmy, all right? We're going to change his name to Jimmy. He would... If there was a soda bottle anywhere in the vicinity, draws will come down. He went to town. Why not ban the soda? How much soda does anybody fucking need in this room if you know that this guy is going to splooge all over the fucking table while the soda's sitting there?
Now let's revert back to the Tourette's girl that was smashing her head on the food. Why not take the food away and put something else down below?
A pillow.
But that's what they aired, and that's what we saw. That's what we're, yeah.
It just goes to our show, the fact that we are complete fucking nonsense. We are completely surrounded by complete nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of this show, again, we appreciate everything, and we appreciate everybody being with us. What would you like to say, Staxx? Staxx, are you coming back next week? You coming back next week?
It's debatable.
Okay, all right. What do you have to say?
Thanks for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, big guy at the corner. Well, you don't get the closing words.
No.
You you should thank me. Producer, once again, you just do a fantastic bang up job. We love everything that you do. And I say with that, AC out. This complete nonsense podcast is brought to you today and every day by AAO Optical and WDEC, Anglo-American Optical and What Do I Care Optical, 100-year-old manufacturers of high-end English eyewear, produced in the UK, distributed everywhere. Check us out for your eyewear needs. Anglo-American Optical, Ltd.com. If you can dream it, we can make it. 800-753-9727. Give them a call today. Also, Blue Savage Tea, BLUSAVAGET. It's an up-and-coming apparel company that specializes in custom designs of high-quality clothing and apparel. And if you can design it, you can imagine it, they can make it. Check out their Etsy shop, Blue Savage Tea. Again, that's BLUSAVAGET, all one word, on Etsy for great designs. Order today. Give them a call at 708-424-6119. We'd also like to thank our partners, Authentic Creations, who help produce, edit, and market this nonsense podcast. Check them out at AuthenticCreation.org. And we will not forget, last but not least, our partner of Workspace Collective in Daytona for allowing us to record in their luxurious space studio, dedicated desk, conference space, virtual office solutions, and casual meeting areas. The experienced team at Workspace Collective is here to ensure your business thrives. Give them a call at 877-490-0040. 040.